Fresh off earning the program's second ever MOAC championship, Clear Fork returns here to the Valley to protect home turf for the final time in the regular season. They'll be taking on that squad over there, Crestview, who makes the cross-county trip down here to Bellville, and you can watch all the action coming up live and free exclusively here on the OH Report. We've got your pre-game coverage and your opening kickoff coming up from the Colt Corral. Next.
This is our in-body machine, so you're going to see what you're made of, how much muscle you have, how much fat you have, what type of fat, where is the muscle, where is the fat, and then also super important, how much water do you have and where is the water? Is it inside of your cell or outside of your cell? So the in-body is a super quick process. You get all of this information in about 5 minutes. You just stand on the scale, you hold on to some handles, it sends electrical impulses through your body, nothing you feel, and this prints out immediately. So you'll leave with a piece of paper with all of your results on it, and it will also send it to your phone. We also spend a couple minutes helping you interpret your results so that you can learn what they mean. So you'll leave with a lot of information. It only costs $40. You can get online and sign up for an appointment, or you can call in and make an appointment today.
Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank! That's better.
This is Jonathan Langdon. Catch me right here every Thursday for the Block Party presented by Bob and Bob Door Company, your place for volleyball highlights on the OH Report.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
It's your GEP pre-game show, the final home game of the regular season for Clear Fork, just about set to take on Crestview here in a Saturday matinee that you can only watch right here on the OH Reports. Welcome to Bellville, Ohio, everybody. I am Brian Skowronski. Another beautiful early fall afternoon here in North Central Ohio. Fourth straight season that these two Richland County foes are going to meet on the soccer pitch, coming off of a tie last year. So the best game that we've had so far in the series, and looking for more of the same here today. Let's tell you about the Crestview Cougars and their season so far under head coach Mike Pond. fourth season back in terms of just being a program again for the Cougars after they got rid of boys soccer for a few years. And coming off of a couple of lopsided losses sandwiched right around that 3-1 win you see there over Pleasant. That was on senior night, though, and they do have one senior on the roster in Kyler Collins, so they got to send him out on top on his big night. Played the Colts tough last year, too, like I mentioned, that 2-2 draw. And this is a squad that only has 13 players overall on the roster. So not a ton of depth for them, but they do have some really quality talent up and down the lineup, and it's a team that they compete with a lot of passion, and certainly they've got some flair too. So I think that there is a lot to like about this Cougar team, including our player spotlight. We're going to shine it on Braden Paragon, the junior midfielder today. He just really has a great skill set. Has the ability to win 1-versus-1 matchups. Saw him do that a couple times the other night in a mid-Buckeye Conference showdown against Kidron Central Christian. And I really feel like they need this kid to dazzle when he has his opportunities here this afternoon. Watching in the pregame, when number 9 has the ball at his feet, he can certainly do some special things with it. And he's one of the kids that, you know, they're looking to. They're going to try to feed him the ball, certainly filter it to him through the midfield, and just hope that he can make something happen, try to break it into the attacking third, get some shots on net. One of 2 players right now with double-digit goals for this Crestview offense. Kenneth McGregor, the junior forward, is the other right now. So that's kind of the 1-2 punch that you would look at that needs to lead this squad to victory today. The opponent, though, in Clear Fork, 7 victories. The most important W of the season, though, came just in their last game, knocking off the defending MOAC champions in River Valley over at their place. They catch at least a share of the league title and really needed that win, too, ending a 2-match skid where they only scored 1 goal. So for head coach Nathan Gailey, who's done such a phenomenal job with this program, another accolade, and now they can hang a banner. They were so close to winning the MOAC last year. It boiled down to the last game of the season with River Valley coming over to their place, and they just came up a little bit short in that one. So kudos to Nate and the club for getting the league championship this year. And as we're just a couple minutes here away, we'll now pause for the playing of our national anthem. It's time for the Star Spangled Banner. Now continue our pre-game coverage presented by Global Energy Partners by showing you our player spotlight for the Colts tonight. We're going to go with Cade Beachy, just a really special talent now in his junior season, a coach's kid following in the footsteps of his older brother Jaden. He's emerged as the top scoring threat on the roster, and as you see there, one of the very best in the MOAC, a kid that deferred a bit early on in his career. He is a 3-year varsity talent and used to just try to set up teammates, would look for his own when the opportunities would arise. Now he's going out and he's going after it. Number 7 in the black uniform is a premier type of kid in any situation on offense, and look for him to be a huge factor here tonight. So for the Colts to get the victory, that's actually this afternoon. I should probably quit saying tonight. It's not even 1 p.m. yet, but this is what I'm going with. How about a big game from the big 3? Cade Beachy's in there, Finn McCauley, and then also Weichel. Those are my 3 big-time players here for the Colts. I think they need 3+ points here today, and if they're able to do that and utilize some of their depth, only 13 players on the Cougars roster, so you should have a fresh second half. It should be a big-time second half performance for Clear Fork. That's kind of been something that has happened to Crestview so far this year, where there's just not a ton of gas left in the tank when you're going the full 80 minutes, and they have several guys that are going to do that here tonight. On the flip side of the equation for the visitor, Cougars got to find some early offense. A first half goal would be fantastic for them. Super duper important. If you can get one even early in the first half, even better. And then GG, as in good game for all of you gamers out there. G and Pietro, they need their keeper to step up here tonight. Keep the Colts to about 3 goals or less in this thing. If you can get them to 2 or less, I really do think that the Cougars are going to have a solid afternoon here on the road and might just emerge victorious. I do think that they've had some sneaky surprises against some teams here over the season where they're like, they only have 13 guys. This is going to be a walkover. It has not been the case. You saw the score that we showed you in their team spotlight, 6-1 against Central Christian on Tuesday night. I really did feel like the Cougars competed better than what the final score would actually indicate in that one. So both teams now have been introduced over the loudspeaker. They'll have their final huddle and get ready for Saturday matinee action right here on the OH Report, streaming live and free from the Colt Corral. We are on our main YouTube. We are on Facebook. We are on Twitter X today. Hit me with some comments. I will shout you out throughout the course of the action. Don't be shy. Let me know where you're watching from, who you're cheering for, what you're doing for lunch today, what you think about the Buckeyes game, other college football. Is there soccer matches going on today? I'm here riding solo on the call, so keep me informed, and I will try to do the same for you guys at home. Picturesque day here in the valley. The leaves just starting to change here off in the distance, and once they really start to take shape in about 2 or 3 weeks, I always argue that this is the best looking press box seat that you can have in all of Richland County. It really is fantastic. Big fan, and looking forward to doing more games over here at Clear Fork. We do have senior night for the ladies soccer team next week. Football is here. They've got senior night coming up on Friday night of next week as well against Highland. Desperately in need of a bounce-back performance. Did you see the highlights that we posted? Clear Fork on the road at Shelby last night. Wow. Did not expect that one. A 50-plus burger from the Whippets in that offense. Good grief. They are a steam engine that is running at max volume right now. JV game much closer this morning. That took place. It preceded here this game that you're about to watch right now. Just 8-6 the final score in that one. The Whippets did come out with the victory in that. As we'll now put a bow on our Global Energy Partner pregame show. And here you go. High school soccer matinee action coming at you from the Clear Fork Valley. And right away they try to feed Perrigan, our player spotlight, down the near sideline. But the Colts defensively, they're so good in the midfield. They allow just enough space, and then they'll come after you when they feel like they need to. That's how they were able to get that first turnover. With possession, Beachy feeding it to Owen Weichel. Chip to the outside, trying to flare it for McCauley. He's got a nice touch on it. Finn drawing a big crowd out there. 2-3 guys all keeping their focus here on McCauley. And his shot attempt will end up into the hands of Parker Giampetro. First save, first shot. Colts win the 50-50 ball. Good ball. Nick Martin on the chase. He's got rare speed. Can't catch up to this one. It'll go over the boundary, and a goal kick set up now here for Crestview. I think the longer Crestview can keep this a scoreless game, the better it is for the Cougars. Looking to put together some type of a counter-strike there off of the goal kick, and that was a big boot. Super warm conditions today. Might get some water breaks built into the action from the two officials here on hand as Martin crosses it. Beachy taking his time, playing with his food. Now drops it back here for Martin. Tries to cut it against the grain, heavy traffic. And Crestview comes away with it. Here come the Cougars. Cougars with a 3-on-3. They'll punch it out up top. It's going to be too far out in front there for Kenneth McGregor. Here's Kenneth getting the ball back. But he gets sat down. We'll take a second look at our GMM body and paint shop replay. Not a great place to go with the ball there. As we're back to the action. Off the goal kick. Colts get it to the feet of Weichel. And this is going to make its way out of play right near midfield by the Clear Fork bench. 3 minutes off the clock. Not a ton of offensive output just yet. Colts got 8 shots so far. It was on frame. Weichel, though, with a fantastic ball on the move. Here comes Finn McCauley to the middle. Tried to thread the needle into Martin. And it gets disrupted. Best buildup that we've had so far. But a nice job defensively getting back into the mix, shutting it down. Cougars dodge a bit of a bullet there. Well played on the acceleration. Though here's Martin trying to set up that right foot. And he pings this one wide. Not even close. Second shot here for the Colts. And it flares outside. Off the restart, Grady Klein, junior defenseman. He does have a powerful right strike. Brick attached to that foot. Out of bounds, back over to Crestview. They've got the throw, working quickly now. Brennan Dilly. Knocked out of bounds. A.J. Swendel coming over, applying some defense. This is off the foot of Caleb Kovacic. Incidental contact, not knocked back to the keeper, so they allow Wespinel to be able to scoop it. Now a good ball. Maybe a bit over aggressive there. Allows Martin one-on-one with the keeper, back post. Not a lot there, but the follow from Beachy. It's 1-0 Colts, strike first.
Clear for a goal. Scored by number 7.
Beachy making me look smart. Our player spotlight tonight. Puts him on top. And only 5 minutes off the clock. See it again. This is all Nick Martin just boop, poking it by. Tried to go back post, spilled out of there. And then Beachy, right place, right time. Giampietro, no chance on that one. And they'll light up our Wellspring scoreboard for the first time here this afternoon. Crestview looking for a response. We'll see if they can get it from McGregor. He's been great so far. 13 goals is what he's been able to put in. He and Paragon have been that 1-2 combo offensively when they get into the attacking third. Those are the kids in the feet that they need to find. They've scored right around half of their 43 goals on the season. Bad news for Crestview is they have not really come from behind at all this year to capture victories. Of their 5 wins, they've scored the bulk majority of their goals. So when the getting's good, they've been able to get in the bag of their opponents. And let's show you how they got in the bag here. Clear Fork to start one more time. We'll flip it back on the GNM replay. Watching it again, Parker's just got to be able to squeeze that ball. There was not a ton of pace off the shot there from Martin. Those are the plays that you have to make when you're going on the road and playing a quality opponent, as we feel like Clear Fork is, defending district champions within Division 4. Taking a look at how the bracket's going to shake out. We do have the tournament draw coming up next Sunday, only a week away, and then we'll have playoffs right on the heels of that. They're a big favorite, I think, to repeat, get back to a regional, and I feel with this particular squad that they've got much higher expectations for themselves now moving forward than they did a season ago. As Wes able to scoop this one, he'll chuck it out on the fly. Pretty nice there to Weichel. He'll flick it forward. And look at this, counterattack. Setting up nicely, Martin, another shot. This time it lands in the Eagles' nest. The Colts, 2 goals here over the last couple of minutes. They lead it 2-0. Martin basically got an assist on the first one. And here he is, putting it into the back of the net. The captain, the senior. 2 big plays over the last couple of minutes. And you just can't teach speed. This dude's got a ton of it. Nobody can catch him. Outrunning Troy Weaver. And he's able to beat Gianpietro. Two goals, only 2 minutes apart. Colts looking to pile on. Beachy, a 3-on-2. Tried to slap that one into a tight window, intercepted. And the Cougars, this is where they can really create some havoc. They've got some kids offensively that possess some good speed. Should have the matchup there in their favor with the back line of the Colts, who has really progressed this year. Do love what we've seen from Jace Feeman and just his development, along with Kovacic. He's a freshman. He's been playing some big minutes, broke into the starting role, and has not relinquished the opportunity. Shot deflected here. That was Nathan Kaufman. Now Collins has it leak by him. And the Colts right back at it again. Here's Martin. Nice ball. Up top, Weichel. Looking to go one-on-one. Losing that matchup. Shot from distance. Not much behind that. This is kind of a mild sauce type of pace. And needed to get a bit more heat on that one. 4th shot, though, for the Colts here in the early session. 3 of them already have been on target. So they're making Parker work, the sophomore keeper. So is Buttle down. And almost had that one spill away from him. Second look. Slides in, normally sure-handed. I think caught that with one of his kneecaps. That was kind of a celebration type of slide that you usually see in soccer when they go out to the flag and they let you know that they just put one in the back. Use that time just to shut down the offensive attack going for the Cougars, which has been limited so far. Don't have them down for an official shot just yet. As you see the American flag and the Clear Fork flag, a little bit of breeze coming here through the area. Moving to the north. And it is a picturesque day right now in the Buckeye State, all across Ohio. Some fantastic weather. Hopefully you're having an opportunity to get out and enjoy it. And we can keep you company with the live and free coverage here. As an offside flag goes up. Little surprised. It looked like Crestview was playing kind of deep defensively. That's a bang-bang type of play. Kyler Collins is certainly in the area. So McCauley is whistled for the offside. It'll be the first infraction against the Colts. As the ball makes its way back into your picture here at the midfield, collected by Crestview. Now they'll regain it. Back-to-back giveaways. Here's Perrigan getting it off his foot. He's open right now. They'll get it back to Braden. Tried to one-time it. Slightly behind Brennan Dilly. And so the Colts regain the rock. But a heavy touch out of bounds. And this will allow a pair of subs to check in here for Coach Gailey. They'll get Jude Gailey, the freshman coach's kid, trotting out there for the first time. And Calbieri, sophomore, going to get his first minutes. Might get plenty of them if Clear Fork's able to continue to do what they've done so far in the early portion of this match. 11 minutes in, 2-goal differential, and they're creating a lot of opportunities. Another one right here, back post. And the shot near frame. Kicked out of there. But it'll be a corner kick opportunity, the first of the match on the way here for the Colts. And a nice save, fish shot already here for Clear Fork. Couple of saves for Gianpietro. They'll play it short. Lobbed into the box, back post, and sends Beachy to his backside. Made an athletic play just to be able to get a piece of his noggin on it. Tumbles down as it rolls out for a goal kick. Special guest up here in the box with me. One of my favorite people. We got Lily Thompson. Oh, and a friend. Who do you got with you here, Lily? Oh, I got a little kitten up here joining me on the call, too. Got a Band-Aid on, so a little boo-boo. Hopefully you're taking care of him. Cougars trying to get it out of harm's way. See ya, Lily. They're able to just knock it out here near side. It's going to be a Clear Fork throw-in on the way. Great shot of the hillside here at the Valley. One of the coolest venues that you're going to find. It's just unique. Not a lot of fans taking it in on the hillside today. To have some open bleacher space. Kind of a tough one on a Saturday afternoon, and especially with the weather the way it is. I don't blame you if you're out there and you're watching on your cell phone, tablet. Maybe you've got us pulled up on the big screen in your living room. However you're taking it in, we do appreciate your viewership. As the Colts push it back down into the corner, it's Barry. It's a shade overcooked that time, trying to find Nick Martin. Captain's already got a goal. I'll have to talk to Coach Gailey and see if that would be considered an assist, because he had the shot that was knocked out and then wide open net for Cade Beachy to put in the first score of the afternoon. So that's about as close to an assist as you can really get without officially passing it to your buddy. Beachy wiggling around now to the outside. Plenty of green grass out in front. So the carry, the shot, handled here by Parker. He's got the drop kick, 6 shot. Colts have only been off frame once. Second look. And a thank you to G&M Body and Paint Shop jumping on board for our instant replay coverage of Colts soccer. Nick Martin's dad, GM out there, so do pay him a visit if you need a fresh coat of paint or some auto body work on your vehicle. Located on 4th Street in Mansfield. Weichel, a dead giveaway, but it shoots off the shin guards there of Braden Smith right to the feet of Beachy out wide. Cutting it back in, the shot out of play as Finn McCauley loading up the flamethrower. Grady Klein in between. We'll get another substitution. Cooper Brokaw Jr. trots out there for the first time this afternoon. Colts enjoying a 2-0 cushion right now on our Wellspring Custom Pharmacy scoreboard. And speaking of businesses on 4th Street, if you go to that location in Ontario, ask for my friend Dr. Stephanie Lane. She can help you choose effective vitamins and supplements. She can even prepare custom medications for you as prescribed by your healthcare provider or even a veterinarian. So it's not just the humans that get love from Dr. Stephanie. Also, your pets, your furry friends, even an alligator. I'm sure if you bring it in, she'll be able to devise some type of a cream. Whatever you need, that is the place to go. Wellspring Custom Pharmacy, the only place that I go now for all of my vitamins and anything in the medical fields. First official shot attempt. Let's look at it right here for the Cougars. Not a bad idea. A little window there for Braden Smith, but the sophomore cranks it up about 3-4 notches beyond where they needed. So Bunnell, he's got his mitts on the ball a couple of times. Hasn't had to make any type of a save. Nothing on frame yet so far here for the Cougars. Battle for possession on the far side. We'll see who comes away with it. It's Beachy getting back into your picture, and he's just so smooth when he turns inside or outside. Hard to really judge as we get a strong carry. Smith trying to go 1-on-4, nearly won that battle too. And I love seeing athletes do this. Why not? You're a little behind the 8 ball right now. Score hasn't been exactly what you want it to be. Go attack. Try to make something happen. And that was the case for Braden Smith. Crestview maintains in possession. Lob in here for Kaufman. It's popped up, and now Weichel pushing it forward as the Colts sat back defending for about the longest duration that we've seen here in this first half. So Crestview building a little bit of momentum. They're easing into the match now. Those 2 goals, if you're joining us a little late, coming in the first 7 minutes, 8 seconds of the contest. Beachy and Martin with 1 each. McCauley looking to get in on the scoring, but a save here by Parker. Pretty good heat in behind that one. Show you a replay if we get a chance coming up here in a little bit. This ends up on the back line of the Colts. Beachy losing his footing momentarily. A little lackadaisical here within the midfield in terms of the pressure that we're seeing. And it's been just a super clean game in terms of the overall physicality. No whistles, no fouls yet. And here we go. Let's take a look at that last shot attempt. This is Finn McCauley. Ripped it pretty nice, but would have needed to send that one more upper level, top shelf over into the corner. Great positioning by Gianpietro. Colts lose the handle, and it looks like maybe an eye poke. Perhaps some sweat in the eye, too. It is warm, folks. As we mentioned, 80 degrees here at kickoff. Pretty uncommon for it to be October the 4th. And it seems like we've got Summer Junior still in town. An encore performance. Not wanting to go away just yet. This will be knocked out. Give me a chance. Take a look, see what's going on out there. We do have a comment on the Facebook I'll get to here in a moment. And another goal for the Colts.
Scored by number 23.
So put away by Martin, his second. And as he broke away, nobody in between he and Parker Gianpietro. He's having a great first half here. Just accelerates beyond the defender. Parker's got to make a decision, comes out, slides, and Nick, the patience, just kept it on his right foot, able to push by, and the Colts back into the scoring column. 3-zip. And we do have a water break with the temperatures. I don't know what the exact rule is by OHSAA, but probably 80 degrees or above at the midway point, and I think that's all Nick was doing. Obviously, he wants to put his team up a little bit, but he felt like, 20 minutes, 23 seconds, it's pretty much exactly right at the middle portion of the game. So just giving us a little break. And with that, I will take a look at our comments section and say what's up
Those of
to
you who are in the stands watching all the players drink.
Michael and Danita Robinson tuning in from Inglewood, Florida, a.k.a. Clear Fork South. What's going on, Michael and Danita? Great to have you with us here on the OH Report this afternoon. Got 11 concurrent viewers going down right now on YouTube, but nobody in the comment section yet. So light up the chat board, and I will get to you guys next. Again, my name is Brian Skowronski here on the call with you guys from the Valley. Hit me with a comment. I'll shout you out right here, live and free, and then it's up there forever. So you can always revisit. Get our conversation going worldwide. You can watch from anywhere. As we just heard, down in Florida, we've got some viewership. Where else are you guys tuning in from here today? Made my way right around Richland County already this morning. Took a trip from my house in Mansfield over to Shelby. Pit stop over in Ontario. Quickly over to the house. And now down here in the southern part of Richland County. And I'll be back over in Ontario as soon as I'm done here. I got to head probably, I got to grab a bite to eat first. And then I'll be over to Ontario for another soccer match. Be filming a highlight this afternoon. Bexley girls are on the road at Ontario. Pretty good showcase right there. The MOAC frontrunner and the Bexley Lions, a great team out of the Columbus area who handed Clear Fork Lady Colts, I think, their only loss of the year. That was early on in the action. Clear Fork's been awesome since, as have their male counterparts that you see here on top. 3-0, fresh off of a victory to at least secure a piece of the MOAC. And you don't want to overlook the Galleon Tigers. However, that head-to-head has gone heavily in favor of Clear Fork. I don't know that they've lost to Galleon since they joined the league back in 2017. I believe they're undefeated against the Tigers. So if history were to repeat itself, Clear Fork would earn their first outright championship in the MOAC since they joined it some 8 seasons ago. So big congratulations to Nate Gailey, his assistant Matt Beachy. Jeff Labaki helps out too with the junior varsity, the staff. It seems like it's been a nice build-up for them to this season and should have another spectacular year next year. And even moving forward, you look at some of these freshmen getting involved. Barry here, he's just a sophomore. And the good times have been going. Let's take a look at that last goal. Second look at it. Actually a third. Martin putting it into the corner pocket. And speaking of corners, they've got one coming up. Be the first time that we've seen a corner kick here this afternoon. Didn't look like it was a good one. What I miss? It's kind of overshot the intended target. Colts have unleashed 8 shot attempts so far here on this Crestview back line. Giampietro's certainly had his hands full, but just has not been able to get them full of the soccer ball very much. Wise business decision. Punching that one out of play. Paragon on the hard charge. They'll force Crestview to have to earn it here off of a throw-in. They'll do it quickly, and they'll earn a corner kick. Braden Smith there looking for the cross. Knocked out of bounds, and the Cougars will have their first look at a set piece here this afternoon. They'll play it short. Peregrine taking it to the middle. Just pushes it into the mixer bowl. Colts looking to clear. They cannot just yet. And now they will shut it down. Big patch of grass here in front of Kell. He's going to continue to carry all the way to the outskirts of the 18 before he leaves off for Martin. Here's Nick, back post off the setup, and he will earn another corner.
Clear for substitution.
Martin's just such an effective weapon.
Domino, set sir.
Talked quite a bit about his speed, but he does a lot of things well. Deflected off the Cooper Brokaw. Kind of like half-hearted shot attempt. It looked like it was somewhere in between. Just trying to put it into the 18. Maybe trying to create some chaos with the shot. But the Colts maintain possession. Weichel with a chip. Trying to find Martin and company. Making their push into the box. Paragon, great ball out in front. A little bit of space forming here for the Cougars. Nice one-on-one move. But Wes Bunnell able to make his first save of the day. Clearfork quickly finding feet, just keeping it on the carpet. Cougars just try to push it right back into the attacking third, but Feeman, excellent positioning. Possession, sliding back and forth. Heavy touch. Another turnover, and now Martin looking to turn the corner. Here he is. Taking it down touchline. And can't bend it around. Referee does say it'll be a corner kick, however. Be the third opportunity for the Colts in this first half. So we're approaching 14 minutes to play before we get to the first half break. As Martin hops that one in there. Parker able to grab it. Low punt, not sure if that was by design or not. But the 50-50 goes the way of the Colts. Triangle set up here near side. Trying to force the Crestview defense to come meet them. Down into the corner for McCauley. Grady Klein got to it first. Now with the chains of possession, and it will allow Clearfork to get Beachy back in. He'll be joined by Jude Gailey. So the junior and freshman back out onto the pitch. Just such a phenomenal year so far for that gentleman. Love watching the development of players that come in, and there's an expectation when your last name is Cade Beachy, and Jaden just really lit the program up. Such a great player, fantastic score, and an offside whistle here against Paragon. stride for stride. The AR had a good look at it. We'll see if we can tell from our vantage point up here. Yeah, probably about a yard offside. First such infraction against the Crestview Cougars. Clear Fork also with just one offside to their name. Martin on the hop. I think he was able to put that off the defense. He did. And look how quickly he played this corner. That might be the fastest corner I've ever seen set down and initiated with the contact before. Normally want to try to figure out some type of a method, get some friends in the box. But Martin, it's been his afternoon. Hard to question a dude that's got a couple goals and a quasi-assist already. As he'll overlap, move out to the corner. Colts got it surrounded. Now Weichel just elects to send one on frame. An easy save here for Parker. Show you that one more time off the punt. 50-50 goes to the Colts. As that is the 10th shot now for Clear Fork, and super successful at least with where they're placing their shots. 8 of the 10 have come on frame. Cougars with 2 shots. Been able to test West just once. So this races over the boundary out of bounds. And now the Cougars bring in Brennan Dilley. Damian Cole going to get some minutes here. Coach Mike Pond. It's got to be a tough decision who to get in and out of the lineup. Obviously, you can't have guys go the full 80 minutes all the time. But when you've only got a couple of subs, a couple kids are going to have to. A little behind McCauley. Still able to get a little bit behind that shot. Taken by Gianpietro. And now off the punt, here comes Paragon. Taking his time, easing off of the gas. Weaving to the outside, just trying to find one window. He'll get one. Took off like a hot air balloon. Couldn't keep this one down. The hesitation, the head and shoulder, just trying to alleviate a little bit of the pressure, find a gap. Braden's done a nice job of doing that all season long. One of the top scorers in the Mid-Buckeye Conference, second leading scorer on the Crestview roster. Great give and go to the outside. Martin looking for the first half hat trick. And now Crestview gets it out of there. We'll show you this build up one more time. Martin, pretty good angle, back post. Gianpietro, he's had trouble on a couple of occasions not being able to just shut the whole thing down. Slipped through his paws. And the Colts attack continues. Just on the outskirts of the attacking third. Here they go. Keeping possession inbounds. Looking to add to the 3-0 differential. And a rare shot off target here. Comes from about 30 yards from distance from Cooper Brokaw. 8.5 to go. Stick around with us when we do reach halftime. We'll have stats and analysis presented by our friends over at Global Energy Partners, where they work with local businesses and they are hiring. Moving into new territories, bringing on a lot of new people. If you're looking for your next job opportunity, they are everywhere right now. Check them out. Click on their website, link down in the description. Weichel forces 3 defenders to come meet him where he's at. Martin turns the corner, barreled through a defender, no whistle either way. And just boom! You can tell it's football season. There was a real American football game played on this field right before these soccer players took on to what then becomes the pitch instead of the field. So, different terminology. Football. It's all great. And it all goes down right here on the OH Report, the future of local sports. Hopefully you had an opportunity to catch some live and free football last night. If not, plenty of highlights right now available. We're going to have a ton of recaps on our pages all across our social media platforms. You can keep up with North Central Ohio and beyond. We're down in Columbus covering a couple of schools. We're up north now by Lake Erie. So 8 or 9 different counties represented on our airwaves week in, week out. It's a pleasure to bring you guys the action as we do. I want to say hello to Tammy and Gary tuning in from Northport, Florida, watching their grandson Wes in all caps. Says, "Go Colts." Appreciate our viewing audience from down in Florida. Still empty on our chat section over on the YouTube. Put those thumbs to use here. And if you're not currently following the OH Report, if you're just watching, maybe you're a first-timer, do appreciate the subscriptions, and it will notify you every time we do go live. So if your alma mater is featured on our family of networks, or you're just trying to keep up with the local high school scene, nobody does it better than us. Moving pictures, we've got the video action for you basically every day but Sunday. Not basically, we do. Shows, highlights, live streams, all the time, 6 days per week. So that's slung shot out of bounds over on the far sideline. Visitor bleachers, Crestview in attendance, and I saw the Crestview football team with a big win last night. A rivalry win over St. Paul. I bumped into a alma mater of the Cougars out at my youth football game this morning, and he just said, anytime you beat St. Paul, it's going to be a great weekend. Had a big old smile on his face. So I do find that's what makes high school sports so appealing, is those head-to-heads, the rivalries, and overwhelmingly the victories at the end of the tunnel. You gotta love those, and just what it can do for your overall mood and spirit as a diehard Browns fan. We don't get to enjoy a ton of Victory Mondays, but I do have the t-shirt. I get it dusted off every once in a while, and it sure does feel nice when that fit goes over the body and I get to be loud and proud out in the community. But when you're actually living within those communities and you come up with the big victories, there's just nothing more special from my perspective than high school sports and what it can do, galvanizing a bunch of folks all in one area, and just love being a part of it. Definitely down here in the Valley, awesome fan base. Crestview too, for sure. I mean, that was a packed house last night. Packing back on defense right now is Clear Fork. And you see they're able to get out in stride quickly. They flip the counterattack. It's like a switch. Flick, flick, but nobody going after the ball. As that'll go out. Goal kick on the way. This is the only game live on our airwaves today. I'll look ahead at the halftime break, let you know what we have on the docket early next week here on the OH Report. So we get a whistle, and I think our first foul. That's the first foul that I've marked. Looks like some tired bodies bending over at the hips. Tristan Teeter there. Saw also Paragon trying to catch his breath a bit. That's what you're dealing with when you're playing basically the full 80. Braden didn't even have the willpower to make a run at that one. And I think he probably could have. It wasn't a bad ball. A good idea from Nathan Kaufman. So one of my keys to victory, just take advantage of that depth factor. It feels like it's already setting in a little bit here in this first half for Clear Fork. Still 2.5 minutes to go. Chance for them to really take a stranglehold on this game. A 3-goal differential, I've seen that made up before. Not so sure that I've seen a 4-goal hole erased. As Westmanol able to come out, handle that one. Not much of a shot, but it is the third here and the second on frame for the Cougars in this first half. As we're now sub 2 minutes to go here at the Colt Corral on a gorgeous Saturday afternoon. And actually the temperature has heated up 2 degrees since we kicked off here 45 minutes ago. How about it? 82 now and sunny. At least I'm just checking in on the temperature that my computer tells me. It was 80 when we started. It's 82 now. So this could be a lake day for you out there in the Buckeye State. As this goes over the touchline out of bounds and a goal kick's coming up. Might be the last true warm weekend that we have for a while. At least I'm taking my wife's word for it that next week we've got actual fall temperatures about to kick in. Paragon, a one-man wrecking crew. I mean, it's just all black uniforms and then this man with the curly hair, but he's going to try to make a run. Here's Braden on the cross. Had some friends getting involved. Couldn't dial it in on that last connecting pass. Show you this one from the top one more time. Paragon. Nice maneuverability. I'd almost like to see him just take that shot. You do have some people in white uniforms back behind the play. Maybe it's spilled out. Good things tend to happen if you can unleash some type of a shot attempt. That's what the Colts are trying to get here. They'll set it back up. Martin, one-timer, and it's in. How about a first half hat trick? The senior back into the scoring books. Late goal. These are always backbreakers, and this is the 4-0 cushion that I was referring to. Just 20 seconds here remaining. The last 3 goals all belonging to the man in the number 23 with the captain band on his left arm. Really unselfish play on the setup. Cashing in the assists from Cal Berry, the sophomore to the senior. Colts stampeding now here at the Corral. They got a chance for even one more. Here we go, final 10 seconds. Martin just trying to shoot it through. No run is going to be made. But the damage has been done. The Colts running the show 4-0. They are on top right now here at the half. 10 minutes put up on the clock. 3 of those will be filled by a commercial timeout. And then we'll be back here at the Colt Corral. Take a look at those first half numbers for you guys. Show you a couple of Martin's highlights. And then I'll tell you what's straight ahead here on the OH Report early on in the week. Don't go anywhere. Saturday Matinee Boys Soccer will be back here in just a couple of minutes.
For over 12 years, you've trusted Scout Construction for quality building and remodeling. Now we're proud to offer expert excavation services to start your project off right. seen what we build, now see the way we dig. Experience the Scout Construction difference. Call or email us today for a free quote and let us break ground together.
We are a compounding pharmacy, so we compound medication that people are not able to find other places. We can make oral liquids, so like liquids you take by mouth. We make creams and ointments, so if you need a medication delivered topically or through the skin, we can get medication into creams that way. We can also make medications into capsules, as well as suppositories, nasal sprays if you need it, things like that.
I think one of the things that makes Wellspring so unique is to give the patient that ability to choose between traditional and or complementary.
If you're needing medication and you're not able to find what you need, or you need it to go into your body in a different way, that's what we help with.
Community. Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank! That's better.
This is Jonathan Langdon. Catch me right here every Thursday for the Block Party presented by Bob and Bob Door Company, your place for volleyball highlights on the OH Report.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
You are enjoying Saturday Matinee Soccer 100% live and free thanks to our friends at Global Energy Partners, helping communities with exceptional work while utilizing local businesses. Schmidt Security Pro and Schmidt Fire. From the field to the front door, you can trust Schmidt to protect what matters most. GNM Body Shop, and they also do some paint jobs as well. Choose the auto body repair shop that the Mansfield area has trusted for more than half a century. They are proud supporters of local athletes. As is Wellspring Custom Pharmacy and Health Source, where they help you choose effective vitamins and supplements. They prepare custom medications too for anything that you might have going on: mouth soreness, autoimmune conditions, pain, and anything else. Scout Construction Services, LLC. They've got more than a decade of business. You can trust Scout with your roofing and siding needs. Give them a call for more info at 419-989-7240. And last but not least, Mechanics Bank, Richland County's only independent community bank. And with that, we welcome you to our halftime show presented by Global Energy Partners. 4-0, so the fans here on the home side, they are enjoying the view, enjoying what they have seen so far on the scoreboard. I think those are trying to get a... It's tough to tell from the back, but at least maybe one girl soccer player. That's going to be my guess. Take a look at your first half numbers here. 15 shots for Clear Fork. Most of them on frame, and absolutely just dominating the time of possession. The Colts were fantastic, getting the ball into the attacking third and just kind of hanging around in Cougar territory. 50-50 balls, the majority of them were ending up at the feet of Colts players, and I really appreciate that they're just keeping it on the carpet. It's slow, fast-paced moving balls here, low I should say, and they were able to just connect with feet, move it around. Really enjoyed the consistency of their offense. On the flip side of things, for the Cougars, individual efforts solid. Braden Paragon has been trying to take on 2, 3, 4 defenders at a time. Kenneth McGregor, want to see him step up a little bit. He was kind of a non-factor the other night on Tuesday in that loss against Kidron Central Christian. Number 11 APV out for him again here this afternoon. Not really seeing the junior do what we've seen so many times this season. He's got 13 goals on the year. Hasn't done a ton so far here this afternoon. That lady is always doing everything. I saw her out here this morning, and she was getting everything ready for the JV football game. She cleared off the field of all of the different down markers and pads and everything. Got us set up for action here for soccer this afternoon, and I gotta imagine that there's much more going on in her afternoon as well. Jess Brokaw, one of the very best to do it here in North Central Ohio. ADB, as they call her out here in the Valley, Athletic Director Brokaw. We salute you and your John Deere that she's always cruising around on. Never got a ride, but that's okay. Don't need to worry about that. What we do need to worry about is what's coming up on the OH report here really soon here early on in the week. I'm going to pull up my calendar on my end and can let you know that on Monday we've got a pair of volleyball games. Cardington's at Lucas. Northmore is at Mansfield Christian. We also have the OH Report podcast. I'm going to line up a couple of fantastic guests that you can check out. 7:30 for that one. The volleyball typically right around 7 p.m. Tuesday, a full slate as well. We're going to have a pair of girls soccer games, including down here in the Valley. It is senior night for the Lady Colts. They're taking on Galleon. Upper Sandusky is at Crestview. That also is senior night for the girls there in Cougar Country. We'll have Chris Bliley on the call there. And then 1, 2, 3 volleyball matches. Fredericktown at Centerburg, the Freddyburg. Jonathan Langdon's there. Mohawk is at Buckeye Central. That is for the Northern 10 Championship, more or less. And then Galleon at Clear Fork. That might be senior night as well here for the Lady Colts. So plenty of action going down live and free the first 2 days of next week. And then we'll have your Coach's Corner Show, episode number 7 already. Jonathan Langdon, I think, is hosting that one. If not, we'll have the man Davy Jones there on the microphone from WQEL. Year number 50 for Davey. Congratulations on 5 decades of bringing high school sports awareness to the Crawford County area. All right, something that I like to typically do at halftime, I always have these gut feelings about how teams can get some wins. Let's show you. I'm going to revisit my keys to victory presented by GEP. And for the Cougars, how are they doing so far? Early offense, didn't love what they were able to produce in that first half. You got to typically credit the defense a lot for that. Just 3 shot attempts, only a couple of them have been on frame. And GM Pietro, he's been tested a ton. So I don't really fault him for allowing in the 4 goals that he did so far. A lot of shots peppered on frame. The Cougars got to be better, though, in half number 2 if they want to try to make things interesting down the stretch. And for your home team here, for the Colts, big game by the Big 3. I didn't have Nick Martin listed on my list. He was outside of that, so maybe they don't need McCauley, Weichel, Beachy all to get theirs. We did see Cade with the first goal of the match just 5 minutes in. And then the depth advantage, I think that's going to come much more into play over the last 40 minutes than it did in the first half, even though certainly I think Crestview on this hot day, they're at such a huge disadvantage just having the low numbers that they've produced so far this season. But that's what happens when you graduated a massive senior class like they had last year. I think they were either into the double digits or very close to it. So Mike Pond doing the best that he can here with the dudes that he has at his disposal, as we've got the second half action officially underway. 4-zip right now on our Wellspring Custom Pharmacy scoreboard. Colts hoping to light that up one more time here in this first minute. As you could tell that was kind of the strategy. They had 5-6 dudes all fanned out, proper spacing, and just looking to get on the aggressive foot forward immediately. So I'll try to switch fields with Jace Feeman. Martin backtracks, he collects, turns the corner. Here's Nick with a nice setup out wide. We'll get a shot. And off the right foot of Jaden Lacey, we've got our first save here of the second half. 15th shot overall for the Colts. They've been super effective at just keeping everything on frame. As this ball gets out ahead of the pack behind the Clear Fork defense, they're able to regain their footing, force Braden Paragon off the spot, and I think a little bit of frustration coming from the junior. Couldn't tell if he was yelling at his teammates and just asking, pleading more or less, like, hey, guy, we need to get you involved. This has been maybe about the best look that we've had in a while. And then number 9, pretty much the only dude in the picture for the road team. Quick throw in off the restart. Shielded off. Coy Berry doing his thing, just keeping Crestview off the ball. And that'll lead us to a goal kick. They'll drive it here short. Bunnell's got such a huge left leg. This one trickling down the near sideline, stays in. Now the Colts do secure it. Martin to the middle of the park, and he'll drive it up top, trying to get the wing to go after and capture it. Now Beachy from the middle. Oh, what a great job. The look off. McCauley's shot deflected. Out of bounds, corner kick opportunity coming for Finn. He'll trot out to the corner. This will be the 5th attempt here for the Colts. And they'll play it short. Get a chance to do it one more time. Just a give and go. Weichel there. Then McCauley had it deflected. Trotting back out to the flag. Only 3 minutes gone by. Feels like there's been quite a bit of action, pressure applied here by the Colts. It's McCauley. Flares that one right into the middle. But taken out, no good touches there by the Colts. Martin with the blow-by. Sends a defender down to their backside. Now here's Finn. Whoa, cool move there. Little rainbow to himself. Check that out on the replay, as he'll have, I think they've got a corner kick coming up on the opposite side now. I don't know that I've really seen a player successfully pull this off in a game before. Top play nominee if we had one. Now here's McCauley. Nice shake it, bake, and it goes off of the post. Best shot that he's had so far this afternoon. Ball still out there down in the corner. And taken out for a Colt throw-in. But check this out. Just a little hezzy. Sets it up, right foot. Bent it, just not quite enough. Needed that to come back central about another foot or so. Goal kick on the way here for the Cougs. Off the giveaway again, here's McCauley coming near side this time. Wasn't able to beat Grady Klein. Beachy stubs his toe out on it. Now Finn regains possession off the theft, gets it to Martin. They overlap each other, bad spacing. And now the Cougars trying to flip the field. They have not been able to change field positioning often tonight. Their longest duration in enemy territory, maybe a minute at max. Clear Fork has been dominating the TOP. And this is the best that Crestview has really had to offer in terms of offense. It's just sliding quickly, getting the ball the other way, big balls up over the top, and just hoping that they can get Paragon or potentially McGregor to try to run underneath it and make something happen. Have not been able to really capture the ball in the midfield, move it around, try to force Clear Fork defensively to have to make a decision. McCauley. Boy, what a move there. This kid's got such flair. Ends up down, though. Show this to you one more time. I didn't think he was going to have the speed to beat it to the corner. Finn hikes it up a notch and then, boop, the step over. But to bring that right foot down, I mean, the defender is left just in his wake. It's like he's got cement building up around his boots. As we'll get the 7th corner kick now for the Colts. And they've really likened that short opportunity. It's been mostly Weichel and McCauley, the two-man game out there at the flags. Didn't benefit him much, though, this time. No shots. Colts will maintain possession. Paragon with a hip check here on Weichel. He'll strike it over onto the other side of the pitch. A chance here. Cougars. Again, just trying to change the script. Get some new material in terms of where the scene is going to take place. Now they do handle. Great move here into the attacking third. The setup here from Braden Smith. And the Cougars are on the board. It's our player spotlight, Braden Paragon getting involved, trimming down the deficit here. The counterattack to perfection. 4-1 now the count. And here it is. Smith to Paragon. Nothing but net. And the Cougars back in business here in half number 2. And they're typically good for at least a goal. Cougars haven't been shut out often on the season. I think just once. Oh, nice bouncing ball. McCauley couldn't tell if he got a touch on it or not. Let me see if I can deduce it from the replay. Nah, looked like it was deflected. So disrupting that potential connecting pass. And now Grady Klein looking to find a midfielder instead. It's a Clear Fork Colt who gets it now at the feet of Barry. He gives it off out wide. He's got a little bit of space. We'll see if Weichel finds him. Instead, it's a little behind. And a giveaway. Paragon mismeasures that one. So the turnovers piling up. McCauley just trying to flare that one over the top, deflected it, and then he just stood still and watched it for about 2 full seconds. It's going to allow Crestview again to get the ball driving down inside the 18. And I believe they've earned a corner kick. That is going to be the call. So we'll have corner kick number 2 from a Crestview player. It's Paragon on the ball. They've got the line formation going. Dead center here. Now they'll scramble every which way over the top. Great delivery. Crestview can cash it in, but the delivery method, flawless. Boy, look at that one right on the money. A dime to Grady Klein. Grady just cannot direct it to the back of the net. That could have been huge. Really changed the way that we view this game. Kind of felt like Clear Fork was just playing around a little bit here at the start of this second half with the 4-goal differential, but that would have really tightened things up if it could have trimmed it down to 2. Colts, meanwhile, got a nice build going. McCauley with the acceleration, turning towards frame off the right foot. Just not a great last touch there from Finn. Here it is, this one right here. Went off of his toe. I think he wanted probably more off the outside of his foot. I think that kind of tells you exactly how he felt. So I'm not even going to mark that down as a shot. I don't really know that that qualifies. Colts hoping to keep some pressure on. Keep the ball down here at this end. Dictated most of the action back hill on the fly. Here's Gailey. Jude looking for the cross, brings it in low. Left foot Martin. And kind of just a little dribbler. Didn't get a whole lot behind it. Good shot at the Valley just overall, and the facilities here at Clear Fork High School. Some of the best that you're going to find in North Central Ohio. They got the turf baseball, softball diamonds now. Turf here for the football and soccer fields. And just really well maintained. The Boosters Club, I mean, arguably the best that we have in our area. They really turn out, and that's why they've got such great facilities and new scoreboard here as well. As here's the shot. Top shelf, you heard. McCauley's on the board.
Goal, number 10, Finn McCauley.
So Beachy's got one. McCauley's got one. Martin with a 3-pack sandwiched in between. And that pushes the lead back out 5-1, 4-goal differential, when it kind of felt like the tide was turning a little bit. But Finn McCauley stretching the lead right back out. Boom. Peppered that one. Dynamite in that right foot. Precision shot. And the Colts back with a bit more comfortable cushion here. So we're 27 minutes and a half away from the final whistle. McCauley, the second leading scorer on the roster, looking for another one. He just broke into double digits. That was his 10th. Ended up on his back here. And I think we'll have a late whistle come in. First foul against Crestview. That is wild. So this will be a set piece. Pretty much straight away. McCauley asking for the 10-yard mark-off. And I think it's pretty clear to see when you've got the football field and it's all marked off. So instructing Crestview, it's like, yeah, move up a little bit. You can get closer. But a 5-man wall. McCauley takes dead aim. He's got 2 in a row. 6 goals now for the home team. Macaulay with each of the last 2, and in short time, just over a minute apart. Big smile on his face. Fellow junior Beachy enjoying what he saw. And here's the 2. Macaulay, no decoy this time. Gianpetro would have had to really laid out Superman style and had an actual S on his chest to be able to stop that one. And just when it felt as though Crestview might be able to claw their way back into this, at least put a little scare, some fear into the hearts of the Colts and their fans just on the outskirt of spooky season. But nah, Clear Fork stepping back up to the challenge. It's a team coming off of scoring 6 goals in the win at River Valley. They allowed 3 in that one. But in their wins, they've been a very high-scoring team. Scored 5, I saw earlier in the season, at home against Ontario. Put up 8 on the road in a win against Pleasant. 4 goals against Mansfield Christian here at home. Highland, they knocked off 4-1. And as mentioned, against the Vikings, 6-3. So when it's been good, it's been going really nice for the Colts. And they're not done just yet. Weichel down in a heap. No whistle against Troy Weaver. There's some aggressive defensive play. Now that ball chased all the way into the box. Wespinel will come out and he'll meet it right at the edge of his little domain, which he does a really nice job of protecting. Wes right around 70 saves for the year. And a corner kick on the way for the Colts. 20 shots this afternoon for Clear Fork. 15 of them have been on frame. So they have been locking in that GPS, getting to their intended target, and found the target 6 times this afternoon, though Finn unable to do so here successfully. And I can't tell if he's a little gimpy or if he's just in his feelings a little bit. But Macaulay's been reaching on a couple of occasions down at that right leg. So I want to keep an eye on that. I know that he missed some time during some matches previous in the calendar year. Covered a match where he was unavailable with a lower limb injury. And certainly for the Colts to have a nice long postseason run, they are going to need they need everybody on the team. But Macaulay, a member of that quote-unquote big 3 that I'm designated with Cade Beachy, Owen Weichel, and himself. And it might be the fearsome foursome now with Nick Martin doing what he did today as Weichel unleashes this one. Proper placement, and Parker with the save. He's got 10 of them now. So we bring you back to the action in the midfield. It's 1 to 50-50 out wide. Here's Beachy off the chase, off the setup, and Macaulay. Do-si-do tries to roundabout it into the middle, and it's poked out. But I told you, this dude's got just some crazy flair to his game. Did a rainbow toss to himself earlier in the half. Now the gorgeous spin move. Just running circles around folk. He's out here at the corner. I'm sure expecting a better strike than he had last time. Never even made it back into the field to play. And this is a nicer one. But he overshoots everyone and hands on hips of Finn Macaulay. As again he walks it off the corner. Warm day here in the Clear Fork Valley. Temperature maintaining at about 82 degrees in Bellville. So West Bunnell out of the box there, backtracked, and we'll get a whistle. This will set up Crestview with a set piece. First foul against Clear Fork in the second half. Got a stoppage in play. Referees are having a conversation. Perhaps placement. Paragon's got it set down right at the football 10-yard line. And he'll stroke this one back post. And Wes saves the day again. West Bunnell's been having a fantastic season. One of the best keepers that we have in North Central Ohio. Just a junior. Took over the job last year. Coach Nate Gailey telling me he's just such a dynamic overall athlete. Maybe the best on the roster. And it's a dude that you can put anywhere. And he's going to be successful. But certainly has found his home in between the pipes. Gave up the one goal here in this second half. About 12 minutes ago of playing time. Been incredibly solid outside of that. It's McCauley. A couple of touches towards the net. Thought that they had this one tailor-made for Christian Kinnaman. And the junior, I don't know what happened here. Let's see if we can identify on the replay. Maybe just a shade in front because he didn't even attack after it. Didn't put out either of his boots to try to redirect that one. Midway point now of half two. And we'll get a stoppage. Second foul against Crestview in the second half. May get a water break coming up as well. Got one in the first. Beachy plays quickly to the feet of Weichel. Sets up right foot into a collision. Cougars packing it in. See four men on that back line. Weichel's going to try to take on all of them. And another deflection off the shot here from Martin. We do have a scheduled water break. So we'll get a timeout down on the pitch. And the Cougars desperately need one. Damian Cole seems like he's filling as water boy. That's going to be the role here, bringing the Gatorades over to the rest of the gang. See if we've got any new comments coming in. I'll dive into the Facebook feed. Looks like still just our Florida viewership, at least those that are willing to admit it out there in the chat section. Do love Florida. One of my favorite states to visit. Have not gone this year. I think I've gone 4, maybe even 5 years in a row. All work trips, but you always got to parlay that when you go down to Florida into some pleasure as well. So this might be the first year in a while that I'm going to have to miss out on a trip down there to the Sunshine State. Looking over on YouTube. 16 viewers right now. But again, nobody commenting out there in our live chat. Say what's up to me if you don't mind on the YouTube. Let me know where you are watching from here this afternoon. And a couple more people just jumping in on the viewership as well on our main YouTube. We're also on Twitter X. Don't think you can comment on there. But if you're watching on there, thanks for tuning in. Definitely appreciate y'all. So I forecasted what we have coming up next week early on the OH Report. Tell you about our Friday night football schedule for week number 8. Can you believe? Just 3 more, and then we start getting into the postseason. See, my camera guy's like, no, I cannot believe that football is almost over for the regular season. We are going to have the Battle of Bucyrus. Bucyrus at Winford. We'll tag team with WQAL for that one. Another awesome Northern 10 game. 2 undefeateds in the league. This is for N10 supremacy. Colonel Crawford on the road at Cary. I'm scheduled to be on the call for that one. I might change my mind and come over here for senior night. But nevertheless, we will be there. Crestview. The Cougars are on the road at Western Reserve. That is a massive, massive game in the Firelands Conference. Crestview's undefeated right now in league play. Western Reserve just a loss, so that one too for first place in the league. Danville at Centerburg in game action. Jonathan Langdon on the call there. We may have Harding at Pleasant. Might drop that one as well. We'll also have a highlight for Hillsdale at Northwestern. Northmore's at Mount Gilead. Mount Gilead trying to bounce back after getting throttled last night. They were undefeated to start the day. They lose 46-zip. What? We'll also have a highlight for River Valley at Galleon. Have a live stream for South Central at St. Paul. Westerville North is at Big Walnut. And Worthington Christian goes on the road at Orville. That sounds like about 12, 13 games all for your viewing pleasure, and you can only find them all jam-packed on the OH Report. Of course, we do have your Friday Night Pigskin show. That is right after our live streams. Right around 11:30 we get on the air. Typically about 5 minutes late or so, but we do always appreciate you burning the midnight oil with us. As burning in another goal, Macaulay. He's got a hat trick here in the second half. The last 3 net ticklers, all courtesy of Finn McCauley. It was Martin who had the hot boots early. Now it's Finn here in the second half. 6 combined goals between those 2 players. Cade Beachy with the other. And there's going to be good times out here in the Valley, I'm telling you, in these playoffs. This team went into the postseason last year below 500 and was able to make that run to regionals. First time ever in program history. Kind of crazy to really think about. The Colts have been playing soccer for a little while, dating back to at least the 90s that I'm aware of. So to have never won a district championship, the expansion certainly has benefited them. And same thing for the Lady Colts, who were regional bound too, and lost an absolute heartbreaker to Ottawa Glandorf in their semifinal Sweet 16 matchup. But the Lady Colts, they're having a special type of year. They're your MOAC champions, so 2 soccer champions here in the Valley this year. Probably the first time that's happened. Clear Fork did win a share of the title a couple of years back. Not sure if Lady Colts won it that year as well. If they did, they would have had a tie, I think, with Ontario, which is going to be the case this year. They're going to have to share it. Do have a highlight for the Lady Warriors coming up tonight as well. That'll be on all of our platforms, taking on Bexley. Big game over in Warrior Country tonight. Clear Fork does have one more game left in the MOAC. They're going to be on the road at Galleon. That's coming up on Tuesday of next week. And then their last game, October 9th, I think that's next Thursday, they're going to be at Ashland. And that is how the regular season is going to close. They had an awesome game on the schedule that was supposed to be here in the Valley that we were planning the live stream against Edison, who's got one of the most dynamic playmakers in the entire state. We saw him opening day at Crestview, and he had, 8 first half goals? It was wild. Just an absolutely wild performance. Then he was a gentleman who went back on defense for the rest of the match. But Unfortunately, that one off the schedule, so won't have that for you. So just 2 matches remaining for Clear Fork. Both of those coming up next week before we get the tournament draw, as that hits off of the football goalpost. 5th shot attempt by Crestview. First in a while. And it looks like a pro Crestview fan over here on the home side of the bleachers. That's at least what the umbrella would showcase. It's at least Crestview colors sitting amongst the Colts fans. Very possible that they are Clear Fork fans as well. As we got some new players out in the mix. Johnny Annis out here right now for the Colts. And one of my keys to victory, utilize that depth advantage for Clear Fork. They're trying to do that here, and this is Annis on the hard hop. Little sidewinder. Save made. 23rd shot for the Colts. Save number 11 on the afternoon for Parker Giampietro. And he's played pretty well so far this season. It's tough to take over for a dude like Ty Callahan, who was a fixture for Crestview after getting their program back some 4 years ago. And building blocks have been set in place. Mike Pond expecting 3 or 4 8th graders to be freshmen next season. Something that they're not fulfilling much of this year. Tristan Teeter, the lone frosh on the roster for the Cougars. They're comprised mostly of sophomores and juniors this year. Six sophomores, think 6 juniors as well. Then a freshman and a senior. Beachy sets up left foot. Diving stave made by Parker. Gage has got such awesome command with either foot. Off the laces that time. Nice clean strike. Colts keeping it in the attacking third. Now at the feet of Gailey. We'll send it into the corner. And Addis lets it roll through, out of bounds. Goal kick on the way. 7-1 the count here on your Wellspring Custom Pharmacy scoreboard. You got to make a trip down to West 4th Street in Ontario if you need vitamins, supplements. Talk to Dr. Stephanie Lane down there, and she will get you all squared away, whatever you need. They can make custom medications for anything, creams. It's a really cool thing that they have going down at the Custom Pharmacy. Could not recommend them anymore. Your instant replays for Clear Fork home soccer matches brought to you by GNM Paint Shop and Auto Body. And why wouldn't you trust a repair shop in Mansfield that has been trusted for more than half a century? Couple claps from some Cougars fans here in attendance, as they at least get a touch in enemy territory, a couple of them. Just has not been a great possession day for Crestview. Dominated on the time of possession when I saw them on Tuesday night as well, but that was against a state-ranked opponent in Kendron Central Christian, who ended up losing last night. Actually, I was a little surprised to see Mansfield Christian go on the road and upset them, if you will. I think it's an upset, to win the Mid-Buckeye Conference Championship. So kudos to the Flames. They're your undefeated league champs. Playing on a Friday night. I know that they don't have football, American football at either of those schools, so it's probably fun for their fans. And just as a media member, that we get invited all the time by Mansfield Christian. You guys got to come to this game, and it's like, well, when it's on a football Friday, no offense, but Look at where you are. This is the US of A, baby. Friday nights are for the boys on the football field. At least on the OH report, we got to be all hands on deck for that. So we did miss out on that game up in Kidron. But I did want to get a quick shout out to the Flames. Down to our final 10 minutes here of the match. Colts have been in control basically from the opening gun. Scored 5 minutes in. Cade Beachy got him on the board. Martin went on a little rampage after that. 3 goals. It was 4-zip at the break. Cougars, give them some credit. A little short-handed as they are every single day. Just a couple of subs. They come out. Paragon gets a goal to trim it down to 4-1. They almost had a second in a short stint as well that would have trimmed the deficit down to 4-2. But then Finn McCauley happens. 3 goals. A couple of them only separated by a minute. And he was showcasing some cool footwork. Had the rainbow pass to himself. Really nice goal in there as well. And that is how we've gotten to this point. 7-1 here on the scoreboard in the Valley. Checking back on our YouTube chat session. I'm giving up on y'all. Thank you guys for watching, but I'll quit pandering. I guess I can see the writing on the wall, and there is none in the chat section. Nothing going on out there. But maybe I'll just ask one more time. Who do you think actually should be MVP? Because we've got 2 players with hat tricks. Martin was awesome early. Then McCauley has been the second half dude. So we've had dual MVPs here in the Valley plenty of times. As Barry unleashes a shot, but it is saved. 25th shot for the Colts. So I might have just talked myself into it. Might want to talk to both McCauley, who was the closer, and then the opener tonight, Nick Martin. Still a little ways to go. I don't believe either of those dudes are going to be back out onto the pitch, though. Won't need them. Allow some of the guys that don't get a ton of varsity minutes to close things out. The last 7 minutes, 25 seconds. Crestview as well would love to build a little bit of momentum heading into their next match. And it is a doozy. I'm going to have to find out from Mike Pond if they are still planning to head to Maumee Valley Country Day to battle a state-ranked undefeated opponent. Why not? I mean, it's a good look before you get into tournament. Would just be surprised if Maumee Valley wanted to keep that one on the schedule, just given that Crestview, all due respect, just hasn't given a great look to some top-tier contenders that they've had on the schedule so far this year. So you do allow yourself a little bit of wiggle room if you're a coach in high school soccer at the end of the year. Like I was talking about with the Edison matchup, I guess they could potentially meet in the tournament. That's what Nathan Gailey had told me. And they didn't want to see Clear Fork before they would get into a playoff situation where they might have to battle each other. So there's sometimes those storylines, or you'll wait for an opponent to have something open late in the season where you can get a good look before you get your tournament session going on. It's Barrett Walters making the long trot across the pitch to go get this throw in. As the clock continues to melt down, under 6 minutes to remain. Gorgeous day here in Bellville. Actually, the temperature heating up as that shot sizzles just across the face of the net. I've got 83 degrees showing now on my computer, so it's the hottest that it's been so far here today. 7th shot attempt right there in front of the Stampede, or at least that's where they sit. Gotta assume that those are Clear Fork students. And if they are, gotta certainly be enjoying what you've seen from your team here today. Colts trying to find a bit of a groove after shaking off a tough 2-game session, losing on the road at Berlin Highland, who's a great opponent, but you never want to be shut out, and the Hawks were able to knock them off 2-zip, but boy, are they good. 11 wins on the season for them. Then they had Mount Vernon here at home, and I've seen Mount Vernon with my own eyes. The Jackets, a quality program. They've got 7 wins, just 3 defeats on the season. Did see them draw against Mansfield Christian, who I told you, they beat Kidron last night. So the Flames, they're starting to get something going on here late in the calendar year, but that doesn't always mean that when you're playing your best soccer at the right time that you're going to go into the playoffs and make a nice long run. That's just blast off right there. Big hit. I'm going to have to load that one up for a replay. So you saw Zane Atkinson just go airborne. And it is football season. Boom! That's one of those Zach Truax woo hits of the afternoon. Don't tend to get those on the soccer field. But we've had a couple clean ones tonight, this afternoon, whatever time it is. Didn't get a ton of sleep last night, maybe a couple hours, but we're grinding through. We're getting to the end of this process. Then I'll have a short break. So, I don't know, might see you guys out for some lunch somewhere out here in Bellville. Pancho's Tacos does sound pretty amazing, as that's a nice setup in the middle. But it came up empty. No header. Love the creativity. Left foot. Great cross. And just slightly overhead of Tristan Teeter, the freshman. And maybe by next year, when he's a sophomore, might be a couple inches taller. Could be a baller and knock it into the back of the net. Paragon and nobody in particular was just hoping to lock in some of that, ESP that you can have with your teammates, where you just focused in and you just know what your teammate's going to do. Battle for possession in the midfields. Atkinson really working hard for it. And now this is Lucas Kremzinski. Lucas was a starter early on in the season on that back line. Cougar Silimov. That was Paragon, our spotlight. Making a big run. I don't know if Braden's checked out today. The junior has been out there, I think, probably for the full session, which is hard to do when you're basically the center mid. I don't know exactly what position they consider him. They move him around a little bit throughout the course of the action, but, I mean, that's some heavy lifting. It's like some Olympic stuff, and here he is with a shot, but it's spilled out of there. Wes Bunnell. Third save by Wes this afternoon. Probably his best of the day right there. Paragon trying to catch his breath. Hoping some buddies will come get involved. See what type of strategy they'll employ here. They're just going to do the short liftoff. Half-hearted defensive effort by Kidderman to come out. Ball bouncing around, and another corner kick. This will be the fourth taken by Crestview today. Paragon has been on the ball each time. Bending back post, almost looking for a shot attempt. Certainly make these I've seen it at 2 games this season. Felt like it was more of a rarity than that, but definitely some kids have made some really awesome shots off of corner kicks.
9, 8, 7, 6,
Final seconds fading away here in the Valley.
1.
And that will officially put a bow on this game. 7-1. The Colts are your victors. They collect win number 8 on the season. But we're not done. We've still got a post-game show presented by Global Energy Partners, as well as our MVP presented by Schmidt Security Pro. I'll look at the comments and maybe you surprised me and you gave me a nod of who to pick, but I think that we're going to go with a tandem of Martin and Macaulay. That's all coming up on the other side. Live and free coverage from the Valley will be back. Stay with us.
This is our in-body machine, so you're gonna see what you're made of, how much muscle you have, how much fat you have, what type of fat, where is the muscle, where is the fat, and then also super important, how much water do you have and where is the water? Is it inside of your cell or outside of your cell? So the in-body is a super quick process. You get all of this information in about 5 minutes. You just stand on the scale, you hold on to some handles, it sends electrical impulses through your body, nothing you feel, and this prints out immediately. So you'll leave with a piece of paper with all of your results on it, and it will also send it to your phone. We also spend a couple minutes helping you interpret your results so that you can learn what they mean. So you'll leave with a lot of information. It only costs $40. You can get online and sign up for an appointment, or you can call in and make an appointment today.
Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank! That's better.
This is Jonathan Langdon. Catch me right here every Thursday for the Block Party presented by Bob and Bob Door Company, your place for volleyball highlights on the OH Report.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
Joined now by our co-players of the game. We'll start first with Nick Martin. This interview presented by Schmidt Security Pro. First half hat trick, man. So you set the stage for your boys getting off to a great start and just your scoring prowess. I talked to you last time up here in the booth, and it's just been one of those seasons where it just hasn't really gone your way in the back of the net. But to get 3 here this afternoon, just the expression on your face, it felt like it kind of told the story. What did it feel like to be you there to start it off that way?
Oh, it's been a rough season. Just scoring wise, we've had a great season otherwise. But like for me personally, I started off slow, and just being able to come out here and do this, it feels really good.
And collectively as a team, you had a couple of losses there in a row, and now you sandwich it around a big win against River Valley. You get the MOAC at least a share of it at this point, and you can win the league outright. And now to return home here and protect home turf in your last home game. How are you feeling about the team with just a couple of games left?
Oh, I'm feeling good. We made some changes this game in our formation, and I think we came out and we looked really good. So I'm hoping we can look like that the rest of the season.
A hot day, how big of a factor was that? You got some water breaks baked in, and out here on this turf, it can't be easy to give it your all the entire game.
No, it's not. You got to keep pushing through, knowing that you're doing it for your team.
So as we get closer to the playoffs, we got tournament draw kind of on the horizon here. What are you most looking forward to as fall starts to set in and the playoff atmosphere is here? And, of course, you guys are the defending district champs.
Oh, we just I'm excited. I'm excited to go out there, and I just pray we can do it again this year. Go as far as we did last year.
Well, fantastic job here today, setting the scene. A hat trick in the first half, Nick. Who do you want to shout out for your awesome performance?
I want to shout out my family, my friends, my teammates, and God, the Lord.
One of your teammates sitting right next to you right now, if you'll pass off the headset, and we will bring in Finn McCauley, who had the second half hat trick, and that's the second time that I've seen you do that here at home. Just scoring in bunches. Do you sometimes just get an overall feeling like you're in a zone and you just have to take over?
Yeah, and I felt that in the second half because it was so hot, and I could tell that we were, dragging a little bit. So I was like, well, I'm going to set the tone out here, and I think it really helped us.
You had a rainbow pass to yourself at one point. Have you tried that in a game before? And if you have, was it as effective as that one? You actually beat the defender with it.
Yeah, no, never in a game. But, after I rainbow flicked it on him, he's like, to be honest, I just gave up.
Yeah, what do you do after that?
I don't know.
You had quite a few just fun, shifty plays, just having that ability at any given time. Talk to me about just writing that fine line where you probably can just hit them with the dazzle and have the display all the time versus trying to be a good teammate and just playing within yourself. How do you go about just navigating that?
Just scan the field, I always look around to see if someone's open or if I can take the ball. And I know my teammates trust me with the ball at my feet, so it helps with my confidence. So, yeah.
And kind of the same question that I asked Nick. You guys back-to-back wins now, number 8. You're in a position in the driver's seat to win the MOAC. How are you feeling overall about the team as we're pretty close to the playoffs? You only got 2 left.
Very confident. I feel like we have a great chance in districts, and I feel like we'll make a good run in regionals this year too.
Well, hoping that that's the case, of course. We're going to be along for the ride.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see it again. So go ahead. Thank some people out there. Give your shout-outs.
I'd like to thank my mom for coming to the game today, and Jesus Christ, too.
All right, Finn McCauley along with Nick Martin, your co-MVPs presented by Schmidt Security Pro.
For over 12 years, you've trusted Scout Construction for quality building and remodeling. Now we're proud to offer expert excavation services to start your project off right. You see what we build, now see the way we dig. Experience the Scout Construction difference. us today for a free quote and let us break ground together.
We are a compounding pharmacy, so we compound medication that people are not able to find other places. We can make oral liquids, so like liquids you take by mouth. We make creams and ointments, so if you need a medication delivered topically or through the skin, we can get medication into creams that way. We can also make medications into capsules, as well as suppositories, nasal sprays if you need it, things like that.
I think one of the things that makes Wellspring so unique is to give the patient that ability to choose between traditional and or complementary.
If you're needing medication and you're not able to find what you need, or you need it to go into your body in a different way, that's what we help with.
Community. Whether it's supporting our local teams or cheering you on in life, we're here for you in every victory, big or small. Mechanics Bank! That's better.
This is Jonathan Langdon. Catch me right here every Thursday for the Block Party presented by Bob and Bob Door Company, your place for volleyball highlights on the OH Report.
Looking for the best high school sports coverage in Ohio? You found it right here on the OH Report. From the field to the court, we've got it all. OH Report brings you local coverage like nobody else in the area, live and free. Follow OH Report now and never miss a moment of the action. Don't just watch, be a part of the game with OH Report, the future of local sports.
Post-game show presented by Global Energy Partners, and it was a great day to be a Colt. 7-1 Clear Fork with a victory in this non-conference showdown. Crestview making the trip from as north as you can be, possibly pretty much in Richland County, down here to the south. And it felt like the south here, man. 83 degrees, sunny, and a furious goal storm. Awesome offensive display put on today by the Clear Fork Colts. I am Brian Skowronski. I've been on the call with you guys all afternoon. Let's take a look at this thing by the numbers. Clear Fork with 25 shots, most of them on net, 19. So you do got to credit on the opposite side, Parker. Quite a few saves, a dozen of them. He's into double figures there. But the Colts, they just really dominated the time of possession. They were great with the ball. And really just they forced Crestview to play at their level, to come meet them at the point of attack. And the Colts kind of took their foot off the gas pedal about 10 minutes to go after having a hat trick in the first half by Nick Martin. And then in the second half, Finn McCauley, our two MVPs today. Great to talk to each of them about their Saturday afternoon. And they said, hopefully going fishing out here in the valley. And that's what I would presume that some kids from Clear Fork would want to do. And here's what's on the horizon for these squads. Next week, Crestview going to be at Maumee Valley. At least that's what's on the schedule right now. I think that is on October 7th. And then for Clear Fork, at Ashland, that is on Tuesday. And the Arrows, pretty solid team within the OCC, is what is on the horizon for each of these two programs coming up here in their next game. Appreciate everybody out there watching today, this afternoon. Couldn't do it, though, without the help of our awesome staff here. Adam Thompson running your camera. Also makes all the cool graphics and stuff that you see. Jory Hollenbeck clips together all of the fun commercials. Our sponsors are how we're able to be here live and free. Thank yous to global energy partners Wellspring Custom Pharmacy and Health Source, Schmidt Security Pro, G&M Body and Paint Shop, Mechanics Bank, and Scout Construction Services LLC. I'm Brian Skowronski. For everyone back at OH Report World Headquarters, saying so long for now. We'll see you next week. A ton of games coming up. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, folks.